Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Digital. And well, we're officially in January 2025. And if you're anything like me, you're starting this year with big plans, fresh ideas, and well, a whole lot of optimism. But let's be honest, setting goals is easy, staying consistent with them, that's a real challenge. So, in today's episode, we are going to break down practical ways to not just set goals, but actually follow through them all year long. Whether you're an entrepreneur looking to grow your business, a creative trying to stay disciplined, or just someone who's tired of dropping resolutions by February, this episode is for you.
This is such a great topic to kick off the year. So many of us are motivated in January, but by March, life happens and those goals feel way harder to keep up with. The truth is, consistency is the game changer, and it's something we all struggle with.
Yeah, so today let's break this down in three parts: why consistency matters, the common traps that derail us, and the tools and strategies you can actually use to stay on track. And don't worry, we'll keep it simple and extremely actionable. So let's dive in. Let's start with why consistency is so important. You have probably heard that consistency beats intensity, right? It's not about doing one thing perfectly, it's about showing up regularly and making progress bit by bit. Think of it like compounding interest. Small, consistent actions build momentum, and over time, the momentum leads to massive results. Whether it's working out, creating content, or scaling your own business, the key isn't to do it all at once, but to do it consistently over time.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people do get actually stuck. We set these huge goals like launching a business or doubling your revenue or even going viral. And when we don't see immediate results, we kind of lose our motivation.
Exactly, that's one of the biggest traps. We expect instant success and forget that consistency isn't about the result, it's about the process. If you focus on showing up every day and doing the work, the results will follow you. It's a long game.
Grow a tree overnight, but if you water it consistently, it does grow.
Perfect analogy. And well, that brings me to my next point. Consistency creates trust, not just with others like your audience or customers, but with your own self. Every time you follow through a commitment, you're proving to yourself that you can be relied upon. That builds confidence and momentum.
All right, so we know why consistency does matter. But let's be real, it's easier said than done, right? What are some of the biggest traps that derail people from being consistent?
Well, there are quite a few, but the first one I would like to highlight is overcommitting. We get so excited at the start of the year that we set too many goals, too many unrealistic expectations. When things get overwhelming, we end up doing nothing at all.
I've definitely been guilty of that. It's like trying to sprint a marathon. You burn out before you even hit your stride.
Yeah, the key is to start small, pick one or two priorities, focus on building consistency there. You can always expand once you have, nailed the basics.
Yeah, but what about the distractions? I feel like that's a huge challenge, especially with how connected we are to our phones, emails, and everything else around us.
True, true. Distractions are a killer. One way to tackle this is, by blocking time, setting specific times in your day for focused work, free from interruption. Another is reducing decision fatigue. If you plan your day the night before, you spend less time deciding what to do and more time actually doing it.
Yeah, that's such a good point when I think about it. I think another trap is losing motivation when things get really tough or progress feels slow.
For sure, that's why it's important to focus on the process and not the outcome. Celebrate small wins along the way. Those little victories keep you motivated and remind you that you're actually making progress. All right, let's get practical. What are the tools or strategies people can use to stay consistent in 2025?
Okay, so one thing that works for me is habit tracking, whether it's using an app like Notion or just checking off a list. Tracking your progress makes it more tangible and rewarding.
Yeah, that's a great one. Another is creating accountability, sharing your goals with a friend, joining a community, or, well, if you have money, hire a coach. When someone else is checking in on you, you're most likely to stay on track.
And what about routines? I've heard a lot of people say that having a morning routine does actually set the tone for the day.
100%. A solid morning routine does not have to be complicated. It just needs to align with your goals. For example, if your goal is to create more content, spend 20 minutes brainstorming ideas every single morning. If it's fitness, use that time for a workout. Routine creates consistency without relying on willpower.
Love that. Any other tips you have?
The last one, reflect and reset regularly. Take time every week or month to review your progress, adjust your goals, and recommit on it. Consistency does not mean never missing a day. It just means getting back on the track when you realize you do. All right, let's wrap this up. If you want to stay consistent with your goals in 2025, remember these key takeaways. Start small, focus on the process, and avoid common traps like overcommitting and distractions, and use tools like habit trackers, accountability, and routines to keep yourself on track.
And don't forget to celebrate your small wins along the way. It's those little victories that keep you motivated. Consistency isn't about being perfect, it's just about showing up and doing the work every single day.
Exactly. And if you found this episode helpful, share it with your someone who's looking to crush their goals this year. And as always, let us know your thoughts and questions on Instagram or LinkedIn. We'd love to hear how you're staying consistent in 2025.
See you in the next episode of Let's Talk Digital. Let's make 2025 a year of action and consistency.